can see and hear okay. I'm waiting here. Let's see. Let's hope it worked. Maybe I need to refresh. How would I do that? Oh, I keep thinking this is a touch screen. Let's see. Let's see. Am I live? I don't think I am. Let me do this, maybe. No. Refresh. I'm just going to refresh, see what happens. Well, I'm going to... Can anybody hear me at least? Let me look on my phone here. See what's happening. Okay. Well, it says I'm live on my phone. Did we get the time wrong? No, you didn't. Okay. I'm going to ask for help. Oh, yes, we can hear you. Yay. Okay. Hello, West Virginia. Northern Michigan. Ooh, is it cold in Michigan yet? Put this right here. All right. We are going to attempt to square up our beautiful table runner and get her assembled. This is what it should look like in the end. Maybe we'll do a little quilting. We'll see how much time we have. Get my purse out of the way here. I don't like putting my purse on the floor. They say it's bad luck. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. How's everybody doing this morning?
What's wrong?
I think I have 2 waiting rooms, so
Shoot.
One is live. I'm live here.
Okay.
So, but I need it live up here. So, how do I get out of this and put the real live up?
I don't know what real live means. Hang on.
Well,
so did we start 2 different rooms? Is there another room?
probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
here. I'm here.
Okay, so
Right.
Let's go here.
Yeah, because I pushed
Did
live.
you tell them to go to the other there?
Oh, no, I did not.
Okay, so let me go back and say
Okay.
go to the other and go there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one you want?
Yeah, that's the one that I might have. Oh, perfect.
Okay, so let's go with chat.
Good morning, Cindy.
Okay, how about that? Is that good?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're good. Yes, it's 41 here this afternoon. Oh, 41 in the afternoon. Well, hopefully you have a nice fire going, keeping you warm. Okay. Oh, this. All right. So hopefully we have our midsection here all assembled. Oops. And ready to square up. Now I am not good at squaring up. I mean, they eventually get square, but sometimes it takes me a little bit. So we're going to do the best we can. Jeannie gave me this wonderful big ruler. This is 24 by 12 and a half. 24 and a half by 12 and a half. That's a big ruler. Big ruler. I'm going to try and get a wide shot here. Where my ruler is. Hold on, let me try and get the best shot I can. It's kind of like, I want you to get the side here, the side I'm working on right here. Anybody else doing this today? So the directions say to cut a 1/2 inch from one of these points here. From all of these points here. Okay? 1/2 inch from these points. Okay. Good morning, Norkel. I'm glad you found us. I made a boo-boo. I started with the wrong title. And I think I messed things up. So hopefully the ones actually waiting over there found their way over here. I'm glad you did. Thank you for being here. We are going to attempt to square it up. Now it wants a 1/2 inch. So let me go this way because this has the 1/2 inch. Might be easier to read, although it is black on black. I just want to make sure that I'm a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here. What happens in the middle we'll deal with later. That's how I deal with it. As long as it's not smaller, and it's not smaller. I'm just a tad bit bigger in the middle. So we will work that out. And I'm wondering, maybe we should do the ends first. What do you think? Let's do the ends first. Let's get a straight cut. I think the ends are a little better shape here. So I have a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here. Can you guys see that? No. So I'm going to move this over here like that. I don't know, this camera is... I wonder if I have it on like zoomed in. Let's look. Let's see if I close this. I go here, image control. I surely do. Uh-oh. Okay. Wow, now that's a little better. Okay. All right. That is a little bit better. Like you guys can see. I know we're not zoomed in, but you know, 1/2 inch is a 1/2 inch is a 1/2 inch. We're doing a 1/2 inch from these points here, where these two materials meet up. Okay. Is anybody else really good at squaring up? Because see, I'm a little off here. A little off here, but I'm here and here. So, you know, you think, I'm going to cut most of that off. So maybe I'll go a 1/2 inch on these two and cut a little bit of that off. What do you think? But we want to get it straight, right? So how I'm getting it straight is I'm making sure these two are lined up at the 1/2 inch. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be off a little here, but it's not much. It's not much at all. It's less than 1/4 inch. But we're going to be cutting a lot of that off. So I'm a 1/2 inch there. Okay, so now I have a straight edge. Maybe that helps me. I don't know. In the long run. Who's good at squaring up? Give me pointers. It is, isn't it? It's just like, it's so permanent. It's like, oh, I want the other side of the ruler because this one has the 1/2 inch here. I like that. So again, I'm going to line it up in the middle here and not worry so much about these edges, although, you know, I want those to be the same distance even if they're a little off. So I know I'm kind of straight. Okay. 1/2 inch from down here. I'm sorry. See, that's confusing to me too. I don't know how many times I cut it for a 1/2 inch from here. I need a 1/2 inch from where the black meets the print, not where the print meets the shape flex. Okay. And I would cut it from there and I'm like, God, that doesn't look right. And then I'm like, oh, it's because I did it wrong. Huh. Go figure. Okay. So I'm going to line up these points and then not worry so much about that, but I do want to be straight. Okay. So here and here. See, I could tilt it just a little bit just to make sure I'm straight as I can be. Okay, I'm going to cut. Okay. There, it is what it is now. Right? We lost Dewani. Oh. Oh, I hope she's still not waiting. We did put a message in the other one to look for the other live feed. So if she clicks on that, hopefully she'll find her way. Okay, again, going to, let's line up our straight lines with something on our mat. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we have a straight line here, right? Kind of a straight line, I'm thinking. Okay. So now I'm looking at a 1/2 inch here, and I'm going to do a 1/2 inch here because, like I said, we're going to be cutting most of that off, and the binding is going to take care. I mean, what are we off? We're off maybe less than 1/4 inch. Okay, 1/2 inch. And we're actually going to go down to 1/4 inch eventually, but I'm just doing a 1/2 inch to begin with. So we're going to cut. Okay. And then I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Okay. And, you know, by no means am I doing this correctly. I have no idea. This is how I've done them all. They've all kind of worked out. I realize I got big gaps here. I'm going to take care of those. I will take care of those. Because you don't want a big gap here. You want to be 1/4 inch away from here so that our binding covers everything, right? That is the goal. So, then 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Oh, see, I did it again. Went 1/2 inch from here. I think I did that on the other side. Okay, 1/2 inch. This is why these are so big. Okay. Looking good. I have a nice sharp blade, and you really want a sharp blade for this. 1/2 inch. Half inch. 1/2 inch. Okay. All right, I got to do the other side again. Because what did I do? I didn't go from the point. I went from the edge. I'll show you what I mean. So you see how this is nice and close and how these are far away? It's because I went from here, not the point of the print. Okay, I need to go to the point of the print. Let's do it right this time. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. And we don't want to lose our points, or too many of our points anyway, when we're doing our binding. I just want to make sure I am 1/2 inch. Okay. And 1/2 inch. Okay. Now, let's do some measurements, right? Let's measure. So, on this edge to edge, we are, I don't know what that's, familiar with this ruler. Here we go. One's on this side. Okay. So we are 13.5 and about 13 5/8. So we're 1/8 of an inch off. Otherwise, we're pretty much at the half. All these numbers, of course, are in the way. But we're at 13.5. Let's look in the middle. Let's see, 13.5. Where's 13? Is that 13.5 there? Okay, so if I line it up, I'm 13.5 here, and then I kind of lose some, and I'm only 13 3/8. Okay, so I'm 1/8 of an inch off there. And over here, let's see, I'm at I'm going to say that's 13. 13 3/8, and I'm at 13.5. So I'm kind of going in the middle a little bit here, like by 1/8 of an inch. I'm pretty happy with that. If I'm 1/8 of an inch off, I think I'm okay. That's a big ruler. It is a big ruler. Look at that. Yeah. It's 12.5 inches by 24.5 inches. But it is nice to have when you're doing something like this. Yeah. So what do you think? Okay, so now we need to go down to, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so the directions say, let's just think about this. The directions say they want you to cut 1/2 inch away from these points because you're going to be doing quilting, if you're doing quilting. And, you know, stitching in the ditch, which is all I'm going to do just to give it some texture. I don't feel like I need this 1/2 inch. If I was doing like a busy pattern and it was kind of dense a little bit all over in the middle, I would keep the 1/2 inch and I would square it up again after I quilted. I have seen that gingerbread bag and dolls, and that is adorable. Are you on our Facebook group? Delta, are you on our Facebook group? If you are, please show me your finished stuff. I'd love to see it. You know, if you were worried about this dip in the middle, you could take this ruler. This is a good ruler for that. Take this ruler, line it up with the middle where it's kind of going in a little bit, and just take off the little bit that needs to be taken off. And it's just not much at all. Okay, we line it up with this here so we know we're kind of straight. And look at that, we would only have to take off a teensy bit. Right, should we just do it? It's not that much. Okay, look at that's all we took off there. And let's line this up here and line it up with our middle. Okay. And maybe we'll be perfect. Who knows? Let's see. Where are we at? Number 1, here we go. Oh, wrong way. Okay, 1's over here. We're looking over here. That looks pretty straight. Okay. Let's make sure we're at the edge here. Now this is where we started seeing the difference. 1, 2, 3. I have a hard time finding it. I mean, we're better. We're not perfect, but we're better. We could do the other side maybe. Let's look at the other side. Let's see, if we line up with our edge up here and our midsection here, I mean, there's just a tiny bit to take off. You know, on a regular quilt, like when you're squaring it up, you have your borders, or you have a square or something. Not here. Okay, so it's just about, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Okay. There. And I'm just going to call that square. I mean, it looks square, don't you think? Square enough. If I line it up on my, and you know, I can overthink this all day long and take off little bit till I got nothing left. So at some point, let's see if I line up this here and that here. It's pretty good. Let's see. How far off am I here? A little bit here, huh? Not much. I like it. I'm going to call that good. Oh, fun. I would like to make that gingerbread too. I'm thinking if we line up a side here, a side here, and the bottom, and the top looks good. Let's just line it up on there we go. Let's see. I like that line there. This dotted, yeah, that dotted line. If I do that, oh, see, here I am overthinking. Here I am doing it, I'm overthinking. Putting it on one of the lines of here. And just doing that. Took off a little bit more. Oh, I'm just rotten. Okay, let's do the other side. So we did one side, we got to do another, right? So in theory, we have a nice line here. Let's line that up with a line on our mat, and look at here. Oh, we're not far off here at all. But let's just do it. We're going to follow one of the lines on here. I'm going to do it down here first. Now let's do it up here. Gosh, it's not bad at all. And let's see, we're going to line up a line with this here. Yeah, we just have a little bit right there. Oh, I moved. Okay, I'm here and I'm here. Okay. Lord, I tell ya. I'll line up a line here and there, along here, and there. Okay, teensiest bit, and I'm calling this good. Okay, for reals. What do you guys think? If I do this again and it's off, I might scream. Okay. Well, that's good. That's our midsection like. So line it up straight. I like it. We're calling this good. Yeah. Okay, I'm putting the ruler away now. How we doing? How wide should it be? There's no, it depends on your sewing, your 1/4 inch seams. It's going to be different for everybody, but it should be around 13 inches. Should be around 13 inches. And let's see what mine is. I think mine's like 13 and an 1/8. 13 and an eighth, I think. Or 13 and a quarter. And 13 and a quarter. And this edge, get her all lined up. 13 and a quarter. So I think we squared it up pretty good. Don't ask me what the middle is, but it looks good. Looks okay. The middle is probably a little different from the sides, the ends, but both ends are 13 and a quarter. That's mine. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. So now we get our panels. Let's get our panels. And we're going to attach those. And I'm doing all that before I quilt. I'm going to attach my panels and then I'm going to quilt all as one. And then our green little strips. Now our panels are going to be 2 wide. Hopefully, yes. Yes, that's why we didn't trim the sides, because look, we don't have a whole lot. You know, we maybe have like a little over 1/4 inch, like 3/4 of an inch, you know, 2 wide. So we're gonna keep them like this, and we're gonna when we sew it to this, we'll cut it up so that it's all even. That's how I'm doing it. Okay. All right, let's see. So we're gonna take these, and you know, I should iron mine one last time, but we're going to attach our little strip, our little accent strip. Okay. You could at this point add some best press if you wanted to. I did take off, look, I took off a lot of the tearaway. I mean, and both the sticky and the other one. I went in between the letters. I mean, you don't have to do that. I spent a lot of time. I just kind of put a show on and sat there and picked it all out. I didn't pick it around these stitches because they're just kind of single stitches really, and I didn't want to rip those out or anything. So I just kind of went around the big spots, did it on both. So yeah. All right. You don't have to do that. I'm not sure how much difference it would make. I'm just going to go around these edges because I don't want to just kind of smooth them out a little bit. They are a little puckery. You know, you could, like I said, you could put some steam on there. Okay. So they're going to go this way, right? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy goes towards the midsection here. We're going to take our strip and go face down. Our strip may or may not be a little longer. Mine's just a touch longer, and that doesn't matter either because we're going to square that up. Now the directions say on how to add this. Where's it at? Oh, right here. On page 8, it tells you, let me find it, to be, here we go. Now they say to load a dark thread in the bobbin. I'm not sure why. Because you're not going to see any of this. Maybe it's because when you turn it like this, I don't know, you wouldn't see any stitches. I don't know. I don't know why. I didn't do it. I didn't, you know, and I didn't have a problem, and you can't see anything. I can show you here. on this one. You know, you can't see any of the stitching. It's all covered up, so I'm not sure. And, you know, of course, the backing covers everything else. So I don't know why they want a dark bobbin. If it's super important, they should have given like a real reason instead of saying do it. Because I don't see the point. Okay, so it says load a dark bobbin. Pin the accent strip to the upper edge of each embroidery panel and sew a 1-inch seam allowance. So you're going to sew 1 inch, you know, not the regular 1/4 inch. You're going to be sewing the 1 inch here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. I did see some pins here. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to pin just because it is a 1-inch seam, and you know, that's not one I'm used to stitching. Not going to put a whole lot of pins. I'll just put like 3. Just make sure that the middle doesn't sag. There we go. Can you guys see what yeah, you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Okay, and then I'm going to sew this corner. Okay. All right, there's one. Let's go ahead and pin the other. Get them both done. Then we can chain piece. You know, this may be like one of the more complicated things that we do, but I think it's so worth it because it's so pretty. And it's just got that wow factor with the on point, you know. I like it. Okay, face down. Now mine just kind of fit. That's good. And 3. So the only, like I said, the only reason I'm doing this because we're doing a 1-inch seam. I did not bring my seam so easy. So I'm going to have to use, maybe I'll use the laser. Maybe that'll get me to a 1/2 inch. Okay, let's go to the machine. Oh, let me make sure that yeah, that camera is on and working. Let me switch you over there. And we'll get you kind of moved in since the embroidery arm isn't. I can get a better view. Here. Oop. Let's look. Sorry, that was a sudden movement there. There we go. Is that better? What's that? That looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks when I have something under the needle. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can see the laser. I don't know. I'll turn it on. Let's see what happens. All right. I'm using just stitch 104. I've got some, well, let's see. What do I have? I have Exquisite 812. It's just a tan color, like just a neutral color. I have a pre-wound bobbin in the bottom. And now I'm going to try and find the lay. Here we go. What does that do? Oh. What is that? Oh, I have millimeters. Ah. How do I get out of millimeters? There's 1 inch. There's 5/8. So 1/4. think that's a half right there. So I'm just going to move. Oh, does that move it in? What am I even moving? Nothing's moving. Let's move this one. Okay. I guess I could move there. The red line should be a 1/2 inch, right? No, it doesn't look like it. I'm not crazy about this laser. I'm not going to use it. Oh, let's turn it off. Off. How do you turn it off now? That turned it off. Okay. Has a little toggle button. Okay. They just have a button that says off. Would be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to use my guide here. And if you're not sure where the 1/2 inch is, because it's not really marked, there's the 0 and there's the 1. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is the little line before 5/8. That's how I'm figuring it out. That's a 1/2 inch from my center needle. And that's the line I'm going to follow. I'm going to try anyway. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh. Is my needle not threaded? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, again, the line right before 5/8. And we're just going a short distance, so I'm good with. I am good with just following this little tiny line. Okay. Just making sure that my materials are lined up. Okay. Let's see. That looks like a 1/2 inch, right? Or they wanted 1 inch. Was everybody yelling at me? Somebody was paying attention. Duani was paying attention. Margareta was. Oh my gosh. You're right. You are so right. I'm wrong. You know, it's not a song with me until Jack the Ripper comes out, right? Here he is. Here he is. Mr. Buzzkill. Thinking you're doing great. And then all of a sudden, you're not. Okay, be careful. The last thing you want to do is mess up your beautiful panel. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Pretty painless. All right. Put Jack away. Okay. 1 inch. 1 inch, Karen, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. I don't know why I was thinking 1/2 inch. And then when I was done, I'm like, well, that doesn't look right. Okay, I'm just pinning again. Just putting these 3 pins in again. It says slow internet. Hopefully I do not freeze. Am I frozen? I'll wait. Hold on. Let me check. I might be frozen. Oh, you had to use Jack several times this morning. I'm so sorry. I'm frozen, I think.
Frozen.
It's okay here, she says. I'm still good?
I don't know. You look pretty frozen.
All right. Oh, wait. It's doing something.
Was it just scrolling like this before?
No, it didn't. This is the first time I've seen this.
Did I?
It's you.
I know. Did I touch anything weird?
I don't know.
What was Patrick having you do? Just shut it down and restart it last time?
He was doing something on this. I wasn't watching.
Oh, wait. Put your hand under there. See what we get. Sorry, you're working on it.
Yeah, we're getting there.
They saw some movement.
Go tell everybody to get off the internet.
Oh, no. So weird.
I think I'm like delayed or something because now my hand moved away.
You're good?
I'm good?
I don't know. We're not. Our picture, we're not seeing it. No interruptions here.
Oh, well.
Well, maybe we'll just keep going.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on the chat if I can. Yes, you're fine. Okay. I am fine.
I'm just reloading it again for you, but just keep going, I guess.
Okay. Now I'm going to do the 1 inch. I was just showing you how to do a 1/2 inch. Just showing you what not to do. Well, it's a lot easier to follow the 1 inch.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Sorry, I don't know.
No, that's okay. I can look at the comments on my phone. All right, so we're going to do 1 inch. We're doing 1 inch. Okay, just make sure everything's lined up real quick. Not too far off, not too crazy. Okay, let's keep it at the 1 inch. Let's hope that's not too far off. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Oh, why didn't it cut? There we go. Okay. And so this is supposed to go up like so. Was I off here? This one, yeah, this one I look like I'm awfully wide here. Gosh bless America. Here we go. I should have brought my, seems so easy, right? I'm just going to take off a little bit on this end because I think I got it a little too wide. It's not folding and meeting the way I want it to. So, how we doing? How are you? I see your hand moving. Oh. You're good. Keep going. Okay. I'm just going to go a little bit, just until, I think that's good, because if I fold this over, let's see, pretty close, pretty close. Oh, I didn't get so far off in the beginning, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to line it up with the 1 inch. Make sure I'm lined up with the edge too. Okay. I think it's just because I'm slightly off to the side here sewing, so let's just meet up with this one. We'll do a little back stitch. There we go. Okay. Oh, I wonder why that's not meeting. Isn't that weird? That's pretty good. Where's my little ruler? Am I losing my mind? I have a little ruler in here. Well, shoot, let's just use a tape measure then. Because I'm pretty sure that's an inch. It's exactly an inch. Maybe I didn't cut that very well. Okay. All right, I'm good. We're gonna make this work. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. We'll catch that hopefully in the end. Okay. All right. So there's one. Let's see how this one turns out. I don't think I cut that very well to begin with. Cutting is super important. Okay. I can just go by these pins. Okay. Yes, my cutting was off. It was off. See, you get your cutting. Look see how that one lines up much better. You get your cutting off a little bit and it shows up later. It rears its evil little head. Okay, that looks good. All right. Okay, now we're gonna go. I think are we done sewing? Well, no, we gotta sew it to our. But first, we're gonna iron. Let's go back over here. Put my pins away for now. Okay. Let's heat up our iron. How are we doing? Okay. What are we doing next? Well, our iron is heating up. Okay. Okay, it says cut the center fabric, which is our midsection here, to the length we want. We did all of that. Okay, so we did the SF 101 on the back. Here we go. 9, right? All right, pin the center fabric. We did that. Okay, so we're going to pin it to each side here. And we're aligning the fabric with the raw edge of the accent fabric strips. So you could put a little glue here and just kind of glue it together if you wanted. You know, might be a good idea just to kind of hold it together. I'm going to use a clapper and just make sure that it really lays nice and flat for me. Okay. Do this one that's a little off, but we'll figure it out. Here's our clapper. We're just a little bit off there, but we can catch that in the seam, I think. Okay. All right. Now we're going to pin it to each end. Oh my gosh, how exciting that we're getting this done, right? I mean, this is for me, it's a big project. But remember, this is my 4th one. Number 4. Okay, so I'm going to look and make sure that I'm lined up with the edge here. And you know what? I do have some overhang, so I'm going to put that part that's not really meeting up as far off as I can. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pin. Going through a lot of layers here. That's okay. Just making sure I'm all lined up. Look at both sides. Make sure I'm not peeking through. See, made that hang over as much as possible. Okay. That's going to go like that. We're looking pretty good. Okay, let's do the other end. Might as well just get the other end on there. Okay. Remember, we got some overhang, and that's okay. We're gonna get that off of there when we're all done sewing. Okay. So Jeannie was saying that some of you ordered the kit that was for the wall hanging only. Not the table runner. So if you recently ordered a kit and maybe you do just want the wall hanging, but she just wants to make sure that that's what you wanted, because she thinks she can only make about 3 more kits for the table runner. Yeah. With this colorway. So just throwing that out there. If anybody ordered the wall hanging or ordered a kit and wanted the table runner, make sure that's what you got. Okay, so we're going to go back to the machine. Go. And now we have some stuff to deal with. I'm just going to fold it over like so. Usually I have my embroidery arm off, but I do not this time. Now we're going to do 1/4 inch, and I'm going to use the 1/4 inch stitch. 1-30, that means that I can line up the edge of my foot here, and I should have 1/4 of an inch. On any other machine, if you go down to the left-right shift and you'd put it at 5.5, then that, if you line up your foot on the edge, it is 1/4 of an inch. 5.5 on the left-right shift. But on these big fancy machines, all you have to do is push a button, which is kind of nice. So I am just every time I sew, I'm like, well, you know, I wish I had my, seems so easy. I'm so dependent on it. It's funny. I may have to buy one and keep it here just in case I forget it again. Move these pins. I don't knock them on the floor. That's like my nightmare. It looks pretty good. Now I'm going to do the other side. Okay, I'm pushing on the camera a little bit. Hopefully I'm not moving it too much. Okay. Stuck on that arm. One thing you don't want when you're, well, a lot of things you don't want, but one of the things you don't want is drag when you're sewing. Sometimes I don't feel it until it's too late. It gets hooked on something and wow, that went fast. Okay. Now see, I think I got a little close there and I missed my mark. So I'm going to go over it again, but because I'm inside, I can go ahead and just sew and get my 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and backstitch though. Because I got caught on this arm here and it dragged my material a little bit, so got me off track. So I'm just going to go over it like this and I'll show you where the difference is. So you could see a little bit of a difference there, right? Right here. Where I missed my, it got caught on this little thing here, on this, and gave me some drag. So, let's go over to the ironing board. That's why I take the arm off, you know. Let's go over here. These are my pins. I'm going to put my pins away. There's my little pin container. And we're going to iron. See how she looks, huh? Get out our little ironing pad. Our iron is still hot. Now I'm going to set my seam. And then I'm going to finger press a little bit and then we're going to square it up. Oh, look at that. That's a hefty seam. That is a thick seam. So let's really get some heat on that. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this while I have it nice and warm and flat, just because it works better. See, I have a ruler here. Nice big ruler. Okay, so I'm going to line it up with this seam because I'm going to assume that my seam is straight. Okay. I'm lining it up with the side here and my seam. And I think that that is as straight as I can get it. Now to do the other side. Just going to flip it. And again, I'm going to line up my seam and I'm going to line up the side. And I'm not cutting much off of here at all. Not at all. Just basically cut. Oh, that's because that's the one we moved over, huh? That's the one we moved over. Let's give it another iron. Yeah, that's the one that we were worried about the. I'm gonna really give that some heat. That's a thick seam. Okay. There's one. Now see, we have a little here, but the binding is going to catch that. So let's iron this one. Okay. And I'm thinking that we still need to, let's see. Getting her ready for quilting. After this, okay, there's that. Let's go ahead and there we go. Line up with my seam. And again, this one is not. Not too much coming off of that side. Let me make sure I'm really lined up here. Okay. All right. So this is our table runner. This is a long one. This is a long one. So if you have a big table, you know, that seats like 6 people, this is gonna work. What do you think? I was late to show. Can I replay? Yes, you can. This is a two-parter. We made this in part one, and we stitched out one of these, and then now we're putting it together, getting it ready to quilt and bind. Yes. So there we go. Now I have my backing and my batting here. Okay, I've got some fusible. I haven't fused anything, but I kind of cut it all. I'm going to move this over here. Hold on. I don't want to mess anything up. So I cut it a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, just a little bit. So let's take this out. So we all know how to sandwich, right? I'm not going to do, this is like a quickie class. This was just to get our runner ready to this point. So I'm just going to, and you can use pins, you can baste it with spray. I would just, I made it way too big. But, so my backing is here. It isn't that gorgeous. I bought extra of this. This is the last of it though. I don't have much left. I couldn't make another one if I wanted to. Okay. So actually I have enough here where if I cut an extra inch around here, binding would be easy. Binding would be, just pretend this is an inch. I would get rid of this part after I quilt it. And I tell you, I would put a stitch here just to hold that seam down really well. I would put a stitch here. But you could do an inch, and then you would do that, and then you would fold it over, and then you would just sew that down. That could be your binding. That's a really easy way to bind. Just do an extra inch around when you're all done with your quilting. And yeah, and you can see I have a little bit hanging off on this side. Can you see that? You probably can't see that. But if I bring this up, I have a little bit, see? I have about that much. You want to make sure you have it on both of these a little bit. And that's just for, the little bit that you're going to, if you're going to do some heavy, real dense, pretty, something gorgeous, the sky's the limit with our machines, right? Then, yeah, you would need a couple inches all the way around. But because we're doing stitching in the ditch, I did not need to. I need maybe an inch. I did not need, I have all of this extra here that I could have saved. But I'm just going to stitch in the ditch on mine. And that's what I did on this one. And actually, I didn't actually stitch in the ditch on this one. What I did was I did 1/8 of an inch on each side of the seam. So I don't know if you can see that too well. But I just went on either side of the seam here and just kind of did 1/8 or maybe even a 1/16 inch. Not very much, and I really just eyeballed it. I just found a spot on my foot and I followed that, all the way across, all the way across here and here. You start in the middle and you go out, and but that's what I did on this one. On the other one, I just went right into the ditch where you couldn't see, and I used the monopoly, the smoke. Nice. Well, I'm glad you got a good Good nap in. Yeah, this was just a quick little show. Right, that's a good idea. I do have enough to make a nice little napkin for, a bread basket. How pretty would that be on the table? That would be so pretty. That's a good idea. Here is the kit. She brought one in to show. This one's for the table runner, and it has a picture of the table runner on it. So if you got the wall hanging, you're not going to have enough to make the table runner. But you'll be making this, and then a little bit underneath. With the table, I think that would look cute. Just on the table in the corner, a little hanging one. That would be cute. I think Jeannie's going to do a class on that. She's going to make one of those. But this one has the extra. There's not enough for backing for this. I checked. But you will have a lot left over because you have a whole yard. So you have a yard and you're cutting 3 strips of 3.5, which is 10.5. 10.5 off of the 45 inches or whatever. And this monster is like almost 60 inches. Let's measure her. Let's see what she is. I think she's a little longer, so you would have to buy some yardage. But how often do you turn your table runners over? So it's about 49 inches, so 50 inches. And still, a yard won't do it. You won't have enough when you cut off the 10 inches. So I say put black on the back, or maybe just maybe a muslin would be fine on the back. And then you would have a ton of this left over. You could make a couple. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys make this. And are there any questions? This was just a little quickie class. I say class, sew along. I don't want to be accused of teaching you guys anything. It's like I said, if I'm teaching you anything, it's my bad habits. It's just how I do things, and it's probably wrong and probably the hard way. I tend to do things the hard way. You have a wonderful Thanksgiving, NorCal. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And eat a bunch of delicious food and have a bunch of kids running around all dressed up in their pretty dresses and little suits or ties. How fun will that be? Well, I will see you guys. I don't have anything scheduled, but I think we have some things we're going to be doing in December before Christmas. I want to make some napkins for my Christmas table. That's something I want to do. I think we're going to have an OESD day where we're going to do some fun OESD projects. And, we've got some stuff coming up. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your weekend. course, I'm a huge football fan, so I will be, every Sunday I'm just plopped right in front of the TV watching football, like for 12 hours. There's football on, which is glorious to me, but not everybody. I get it. All right, you guys, take care, and we will see you real soon.